I just saw a 3-minute and 11-second video of a woman saying how much she hates and regrets being a mom. She literally starts the video off with, "I'm a single mom with an 8-year-old, and I've been miserable for the last 8 years of my life." That's how she starts the video, and then goes on to a detailed, vivid description of why she hates being a mom, why she regrets it. She's never been happy being a mom. She wishes that she could go back. If she could do things different, she would. She's telling people never have kids. She never had a village. Just going on this outrage of why she hates being a mom. She ends the video with saying, "Don't be a mom, whether you're married or not. It is not worth it. Don't do it." Ends the video. Now, the first question that popped up in my mind, I needed to ask her, because it wasn't for nobody else. It was for her. So I go in the comments, and I don't dance in the comments much, babe. I don't. I ask, your son's 8 years old, right? How is your 8-year-old son supposed to feel when someone brings him a video, flips it in his face, and it's his mom going on a 3-minute and 11-second rant saying how much she hated being his mom, how much she regretted it, how much she wishes she could do it, how much she's telling other people don't do it, how much she's telling people that because she had you, it ruined her life and she was never able to do anything. She's been miserable for the last 8 years of her life. How is a young boy supposed to digest that coming from his mom? Because you're putting it out into the world. You don't think that it's going to circle back around to him? It is, if it hasn't already. So that was my question. So when I post my question, of course, people started liking it. A lot of comments started coming in under it, and she deletes the comment. Eventually, she deletes the video in its entirety because she started to see that those comments were starting to outweigh the likes. You know, when people start seeing that the comments is outweighing the likes, people start saying, "Oh, okay, this video is not going how I expected it to go." Eventually, she deleted the video and then blocked me. But the question still stands: how is your son supposed to feel about this? And also, if you're feeling this strongly about your son and about you having your son, I'm curious about what is the quality of his life at home. There's a lot of questions after seeing this video of you saying how much disdain and resentment you have. These are words that she used. Disdain and resentment that you have a child. There's a lot of questions behind that video.
What is your genuine reaction or response to that video that you just watched? I'm saying this because the comments under that video, is kind of divided. There are people for the video and there are people against his take. And it's so interesting to watch because I have just one reaction when I came across his video, and I was expecting to meet same thing in the comment section. Then I started seeing some more takes that were, totally different from what I think about this video. Then I sat down to think about it, like it can actually be seen this way as well. And this is the reason why I said I want to hear what you guys think about that video first before you even start to watch what people are saying about this video. Because yes, his video went viral. It's sitting at about 5,000 comments, and people even stitching to his video. There are so many comments under the comment section as well. So yes, I want to hear what you genuinely think about that video before you start listening to what people have to say. One of the things that I first pointed out from his video the moment I came across it was that you had mentioned yourself that she says she does not have a village. Maybe that is the only reason why she's resorting into social media. Like, we've seen mothers on her life themselves because they're going through so freaking much, while the men that puts them in that situation is never been addressed. Let's get into what people are saying and responses from other people before we come back and talk about it.
Your son's supposed to feel about this. And also, if you're feeling this strong,
get sterilized. Yep. I don't give a fuck about what he's saying in that video because it doesn't matter. He's talking about a completely different experience that woman never brought up. He's talking about parenthood. She's talking about motherhood. I don't know how y'all continue to get the two confused because they're not at all the same. How men view motherhood, who gives a shit? Like, who asked? She's talking about her experience and you're talking about the feelings of the offspring she regrets having. And that's fair in a way because, okay, you can have sympathy and empathy for the child because, yeah, It's going to affect them in the long run. But that's kind of the point. That's exactly the point that y'all conveniently seem to forget. And I'm tired of explaining it. Other women are tired of explaining it. But y'all want to have opinions about how women view their experience of motherhood because y'all aren't mothers, because you're not female. And I'm so tired. So just get sterilized. Ladies, get sterilized. Do not have kids. Don't do it. It's not worth it, because you're going to be stuck. Whether you like to admit it or not, you're going to be trapped, and it's not worth it. Don't have these men's babies. Don't have babies at all. Like, even if you're in a loving relationship with a man, that man can die. Lots of them do. They say the Lord takes the good ones too soon. Shit. The better the man, the better the likelihood he'll die before he's supposed to. And who got time for that? And back to the kids. Like, kids aren't stupid. Kids know when their parents don't fuck with them like that. That's between them and their therapist. Ain't got nothing to do with us. You can care, but worry about it for what? Yeah, get sterilized, ladies. You don't have to fear what you don't have to expect, which is pregnancy.
11-second video of a woman saying how much she hates and regrets being a...
I have 5 children. 2005, I gave birth to my first child at the age of 23. My partner, my late husband, didn't show up until she was almost out of me, and I was split. Yes, split, and had to have stitches. My second birth, my husband at the time, he argued with me during labor. My third child, I spent 4 months in the hospital because he was preterm and did not have a good chance of survival. He had jaundice and had a long fight. My fourth child, I went into labor and he was born within the hour. I didn't even have time to get pain medication. My fifth child, I flatlined on the table. I nearly died. I contracted pneumonia and my child nearly died. These are all experiences that you as a man will never have, because besides having these children, during all of that happening, I still had to feed, clothe, and take care of them. Although I haven't seen the person's video that you're talking about, a few years ago, I went viral saying the same thing. That was I loving out of just love or out of obligation? And I say obligation because the other party has no obligations to my children. I'm raising these children on my own. See, what you as a man fail to understand is, as a woman, as we're going through pregnancy, even before pregnancy, we are going through hell. And a lot of us have never fully recovered. We have never had the support of men that sit on the internet talking about us. 9 times out of 10, they think we're fucking crazy because we just birthed the whole human. And we're still expected to do everything while the majority of y'all sit on the internet talking about an experience that you will never have. I've explained to my children why I felt how I felt. I didn't say that, oh, I hated being a parent. I hated how I was treated. I hated how my partner treated me. I hated how the world treated me, because after my fourth child, I went right back to work the next week. I didn't even have maternity leave. If you want to talk about anything, please talk about how we have no support from the very men that impregnate us. Peace out, bro.
A woman saying how much she hates and regrets being a mom. She literally starts the video off with, I'm a single mom with an 8-year-old, and I've been miserable for the last 8 years of my life.
Society wants women, especially mothers, to suffer in silence. This specific creator has come on my For You page 2 times now, discussing women's experiences. Experiences he doesn't actually relate with, he can't cognitively empathize with. He will never be a mother. When I notice that men are constantly discussing women's issues, I get the sense that they can't actually keep up with men. They actually fear having smoke with men. One of his beliefs is not everything should be shared on the internet. And this sentiment actually silences women. I don't agree with it. Women come on social media sharing their experiences, which most times are not unique to them. So by them sharing it, they may be mindful that it can be relatable for different women, right? If you actually listen to women, aside from social media, in real life, and you hold space for women, you actually hold space for women. And you don't put on this performative show like you actually care about kids, because if you did, you wouldn't be criticizing their mother, you would uplift her. That's why it seems performative. If you actually held space for mothers, you would hear that this is not new. The sentiment that women, after having children at some point in their lives, they feel some regret of having children. Essentially, when people tell women not to share their experiences, they are telling women how to cope with a tough situation that they're not currently in. They don't have the same experiences, even if you are a mother. Not everyone has the same education level, the same support system, the same amount of self-esteem. This man really annoyed me because it's too much when a woman shares her experience, but it's not too much when he inserts himself and goes asking her critical questions that would lead to a person feeling shame and criticized. I care so much about the child and how it would affect the child, but how you treat mothers affects their ability to parent. Now, personally, aside from social media, some ways you can show up for mothers is holding space for them, allowing them to have the tough conversations without judgment. Those critical questions, inserting yourself, that's judgment. Asking if they need anything. Do you need anything? There's a man who I follow, and he also follows me. When the whole conversation about school supplies came up, he offered to buy school supplies for women. That's actual care. That's actually showing up. It wasn't performative. When I have conversations about supporting women, showing up for mothers, it's not just on social media. I do this shit in real life. Holding space for women. I've sat with women in person where they felt safe enough to share with me that they had the regret of having children. When mothers were struggling, even when I lived across the country from my family and friends, the mothers in my life, I showed up for them. My friend got sick with COVID. Her husband was traveling for business and couldn't get home in time. I took a flight and went and took care of her kids. Showing up for her, asking mothers if they need anything, giving mothers a break, holding space, that is free. Holding space, being supportive, validating their experiences, that all comes free. Of course, you don't have to do it. You can just sit on the internet and criticize mothers. You will never be a mother. You'll never have similar experiences as women while being critical of women and how they cope with their life experiences. I have used my platform to support 2 different mothers who were struggling, donating money, my own money. And I'm not sharing that because I feel superior, but to lead by example, that there are ways to show up for women who are struggling.
Does your take still stand after watching some of the reaction on the stitches? Like there are so many people making videos to his video. They do not agree with him knocking down a woman who is already down. I feel like that is how I see. They do not agree with him knocking down a woman who is already down. I tried as much as possible to get the video, but like I said, it has been deleted. I was hoping I was going to see someone who stick to it, even if it's just a part of it. Comment section, there were people saying, "Oh, the feel for the child." There were people saying those that are hungry are missing the point that he was trying to make in his video. And this is the reason why I said I want to hear what you guys think before you even start listening to what other people have to say. They said this lady might be depressed, like you had mentioned yourself. She said she does not have a village. A woman who is at that point only shows that she has been putting up with so much, she has been struggling so much, and she might just be at that last stage of it. You know what? F it. I saw a news, I think 2 days ago, of a 23-year-old lady with 3 kids unalive herself because she just couldn't do it anymore. When conversations like this happens, I do not understand the reason why they do not drag men into it. These are conversations that you are supposed to drag men into it. A woman cannot impregnate themselves. Someone else, they have to have done that with someone else. So when they have that conversation and they are not even bringing the men, when the conversation is not around, why would men neglect this, leave this and this? This is what it results to when you leave the burden just to one person. When you do not start that way, understanding and recognizing the fact that she alone did not get herself into that situation, piss so many people off, because I do not see people address the men that choose to walk away in this type of situation. And this same thing goes to shaming single mothers. One of the things in life that I still cannot wrap my head around till date is the people who shame single mothers, because they shame them so bad. You would have thought those people put themselves those people alone put themselves in the situation. You would have thought they chose to be a single mother, like it was their choice. You wouldn't have believed that it was a man that left, that put them into that situation. A man had to walk out in order for a single mother to exist. Like, you wouldn't believe that, right? Because the media does not address it the way it is supposed to be addressed. I really want to hear what you guys think. So many people do not agree. There are people in the comment section still agreeing, saying people are missing this point. The creator already blocked him. She might be getting emotional. She might be in a down state. She might just be going through a lot, having to figure out life alone with an 8-year-old child. Maybe she's watching so many of her dreams die just because she has to be responsible for another human. Mind you, if they were two, there might still be challenges, but if there are two people facing it, it makes it easier, right? Maybe she's just at that point thinking, if I've never had a child, maybe this is not where I'm going to be. I want to hear what you guys think about this creator's video and what you think about what people are saying about this video. As some people are on the fence saying, normalize mothers being able to truly express themselves on how motherhood feels and how motherhood sucks for them. Let people, express themselves. She said in the video that the lady had mentioned that she does not have a village. Maybe social media is what she is resorting to as a village. I feel like there are ways to address situations like this. I get where the drag for this creator is coming from, and I get a part of, or if it's on the internet, if your kids and this and that, if she vented out how she is feeling and she's able to get help, the child will be grateful that her mother ventured out instead of growing up without a mother while already having an absent father. I feel like some people might not see it that way. So many people stand on the ground that parents, even as a man, as a woman, please be honest about your experience. This is not new. That lady making that video is not new. She's not the very first person to get online to let people know how it sucks. She's not the only person who gets online to let people know that they regretted their decision. Like, there was literally a trend at a point where people were told to talk about it. Like, there is a lady currently, and I think her handle on TikTok is how she regrets being a mother. Like, that is literally this lady's handle. Like, people should be allowed to express how they feel. People should be allowed to point out, even if his opinion is, oh, I wonder how the child is going to feel. That is still not going to change our experience of being a mother. That is still not going to change what she had to pull up with, what she had to go through, just because she had to be there for another human. Like, and for a mother, for a woman, she should be allowed to have feelings. She should be allowed to express herself. Not so many of us do well when we are in a down state. Not so many people do well when they are hungry. Not everybody is able to make the right or think things through when they are in certain situation that is pulling them down. The only village she can see for herself is social media. I feel like she should be allowed to do that. If she really cares about the child, you have just get into a DM to let her know that. Let me hear what you guys think. And I feel like, before I go, I feel like another reason that people are, dragging this creator as well is because you are a man. No matter how much you want to say you feel for the child, you still cannot comprehend the situation of that woman. You still cannot experience in order for you to comprehend what she is going through. I want to hear what you think in the comment section, you guys. And I am going to be there reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next one.